It is saying that write a JavaScript that calculate the square and cubes of numbers from 0 to 10. We want like a square to calculate from 1 to 10 or 0 to 10, and output should be displayed in a HTML text. Are you able to see the screen, right? We have to make the program number 2. If you take a look on the syllabus, I'll open the syllabus copy also. CSL 77. Okay. Previous lab experiment, we have already seen how you can use the JavaScript to create simple calculator, and we can perform the operation like summation, product, division, and finding the quotient. These 4 operations we have done. Now second program, you have write a JavaScript. You are going to write again JavaScript. What you are going to do? Calculate the square and cube of the number from 0 to 10. You know very well, we have to square 0 square how much? Same way, you have to use from 0 to 10, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All 10 numbers, you are going to calculate the square and cube. And that should be printed. That means output should come as a HTML text that should display in the table format. Already now you have learned about the tables, how to create the table. Using that, you have to create the JavaScript program and calculate the square. That means the moment you run, it should print all JavaScript result. How you are going to do that? First, read the question, point number 1. The answer is there. You have to write a JavaScript. Okay, we are going to write. What you are going to do operation? The operation is a square. How to calculate the square? You know very well. A square means take a variable as a I. That means I into I. You have cube means I into I into I. 3 times I multiplication. That means now the moment you run this program in the browser, it should display the result in table format. Now that means you are going to use table. See, we are not performing operation on HTML page. That means you are going to give the input. So you are going to create a program 2.html. The procedure is that first create a page. Okay, what I'll do? I'll use the Sublime Text. I'll save this file first. And whenever you do, the best practice always you save this program. I'll save program 2.html. I have saved it. Now, what is the next step it is asking? You have to create a table for displaying a square, and you have to create a JavaScript, right? Now, these are the operations we have to do. Come to the code. We know very well when you are going to write the code, we need HTML, very simple. Then we will close. Then we need a heading tag. Okay, you want title, we can put the title here. In title we will put a square and cube program. Title is done. Next, it is asking that result should be on the HTML document, right? That means when I into I is happening, it should be printed into the document. Okay, now we'll save this and run this program first. Program 2. Okay, we got that title. Now we have the title. Now what we want? Now there is n number of way to write this program. It's not only one way which I am teaching, or one way it is there on your manual. You can use whatever way you feel. Next, we have to use, it is saying that you have to use a script. I'll use as a script, right? JavaScript. Now in JavaScript, what we want, we need to mention that we are writing the program for a square root. When you want to print that document, that means this is your document. This is your document, the entire, this is the document. That means you are going to write on this document. The method is document.write. You have to use document.write. What you are going to write? You have to write what now?
Table.
Whenever you want to design the tables, or whenever you want to write paragraph, anything, now you know very well you have to use a single quotes here. Now I'll use as a paragraph. Okay, I'll make this as a bold. Okay, and I will write here a square and cubes from 0 to 10. Then close this bold, that is strong, and close this paragraph. And at the end, you have to give the semicolon. Next, it is saying that you have to print into the table. That means we need a table. Similar way, you are going to use document.write. Okay. Now you need the table, right? Then you are going to use table tag now. Now what will the table tag? Same way, just now yesterday also we have studied. You are going to use table. In table, what you want? If you want border, then you can use border. Okay, I'll be defining as a border. Border is equal to some value, right? Border size. Then you are going to use in inverted comma 2. That is the border size. Next, you need cell spacing. We have studied. Then you are going to use cell spacing. You will be using cell spacing. Again, cell spacing. How much you want? Cell spacing will be 2, 3, whatever you want. You can use the cell space accordingly. Okay. This is cell spacing. Now you have to close this table. Again, we created the table. Why we are writing this document.write? As I mentioned, when you want to print anything in printing format, then you have to use document.write, because we are using into the scripting. In your scripting, you cannot directly call that, because you have to define the PHP server side scripting. Then you can call. I am using here JavaScript. Then next. What is the next step? When we have created the table, definitely you will be having table row, table heading, right? Then you are going to use document.write. Okay. In this, what you are going to use? You are going to use a table, header, table row. Okay. So what will happen here? You will be having a document. Here you will be having so many rows and column. Then similarly, you are going to make the table. Okay, so the first step we have completed. Second, you have to use this, and then you are going to calculate the JavaScript. Now, whenever you have the table, that means you require table header, you require table data, right? Now I need first table row. Then table row is created. So the moment you write table row, you need table row or table header. What you want, you have to write. If you don't want row, you can use only table header. You write only table header. Then you can write number. Okay. Then in this number, another, this is the table header is close. TS table header closed. Okay. Now this is table header is closed. Now we need another table header which required as a number. Number we have given. Next it will square. Next it will be cube. Like this you can use table header. Now what we need? We need as a square for resulting. Now close this table header. Okay, table header is closed. Next you need the cube, right? I'll be next table header. I'll take as a cube. I'll take as a cube. Okay, and I'll close this table header. This is done for the table header we have defined. Next, now scripting. You know the programming logic, how to calculate a square. That means 2 into 2, that is a square. Cube, 2 into 2 into, when you want a square, that means 2 into 2. When you want cube, that means cube will be 2 into 2 into 2. This is the cube. That means same value. So these things same we can write as a I variable. We can use I into I. The same way when you want cube, same way you can use I into I into I into I, 3I, right? So this is the cube and this is the square. Now this you have to use into the, because how many you want? 0 to 10. That means starting number is 0, ending number is 10. That means which loop we are going to use. Definitely now the looping concept will come and we are going to use as a for loop. Okay? In for loop, definitely you know that initialization, generally when we use C, C++ or Java programming, we do the initialization syntax. The initialization will be here variable. You have to define as a var whenever you are going to use in JavaScript. If you want to define any variable, you have to use variable var. What variable you are going to use? I. And I value from where to where? You want from where to where? 0 to 10. Let's see that is equal to 0. Okay. Then what you have to do? Semicolon. Then how many till what is the last number? I is equal to 9. Okay, let me see. Now what you have to do? I should be incremented. Done. When this done, what happened? Your result should be appear. Where it will appear? Obviously document. Again you are going to use document dot write. What you are going to write now? You are going to write in table rows and table data you are going to write, because what will happen? Each line you will be getting the result. I will be using table row. Next, what do you want? You want a table data also, right? Then what do you want? We want something. Okay. So table data. Okay. Then I think we have to use plus I. Plus, because you need I value, right? I'll be giving as a I value. Delete I value. Then you have to close this table data. Table data will be closed. Then I did mistake here, because it is variable. The variable should be here. Okay. Now refresh. See what happened? We calculated from 0 to 9. So that's what it come from 0. What I said? You have to read the question. What is the question? As per your syllabus, the question says that from 0 to 10, right? That means how many you want? 0 to 10 means you have to use here till 10. Save it, again refresh. We got the output. Codes and see what result will come. See, these are the practice. You have to change. You have to see that if I change this, what result it is going to appear. I'll change everywhere as a double quotes. I have not given here semicolon. Now I have given. See what happened? The moment I gave double quotes everywhere, it's gone. Why it has gone? The result is not getting appear. See here? No result. So this is, you know very well, that means when you are going to print the document HTML format, okay, you should use only single quotes. You should not use double quotes. But the question is there, then why we have used here? We have used here because you have a variable and you want this variable. You know in Java, right? In Java what we do? Concatenation, right? We want the value I, that's why we are using plus. So this is the variable. This is not going to be in quotation. If you give in double quotes, within the quotes, the same result will get printed. Then in JavaScript, you have to use only single quotes when you want the HTML. You should not use double quotes. The double quotes when you require, when you have the variable. Then variable you can see here, I am using everywhere. This is opening and closing because we are printing this now. So this is the result, final result we are getting. So for result, now when you run this one, we'll get the output. Like this way, we have to run the program.